Well, most Canadians got a chance to enjoy an extra hour of sleep last night as the clocks fell back, but the switch back to standard time isn't for everyone. British Columbia sticks with daylight time year round. The Yukon also no longer switching back. Saskatchewan the same. Now, for more on the impact of it, let's bring in Dr. Karin Johnson, a sleep medicine director. Doctor, thanks very much for joining us at this early
Thank,
hour,
thank you for having me.
whatever time it is. With this, what kind of an impact? I mean, it's only an hour difference, but why does it have such an impact on our health?
Our bodies stay aligned with the sun. And so when we set our clocks later, it shifts our body rhythms later. And that really affects our health, our mental health, our mood. And some people, especially night owls, get shifted even later, making it really hard for them to get up on time and get to work and get to school. And so it really impacts us all.
Is there a way to minimize that impact?
So morning light is really important. And so especially as these days get shorter, getting enough morning light, which we get more with standard time than we do with daylight savings time. And then trying to not get too much light as you get late in the evening is important for our body rhythms.
And why is morning light more important? What's the difference?
So about 90% of people, our body rhythms are over 24 hours. So every day we need to reset our clocks to stay on time and not make it later and later.
All right. And now, is there a psychological impact? Because we talk about it so much, there must be a psychological impact to this as well.
So, I mean, this sudden shift certainly can be sort of acutely depressing. The good news is the longer we go on to standard time, which is really better for our mental health, we see depression rates decreasing. And we know if we do go to permanent standard time, that overall the rates of seasonal depression are less than if we stayed on permanent daylight savings time.
So why do we stay then? And this is only something that's been around for about 100 years or so, right?
So, there's a lot of emotional connections to daylight savings time. People think of summer and the longer days. So it's really important to separate those effects of what you get from the short days of winter and what you get from standard time. But it would be best, the Coalition for Permanent Standard Time and other doctors and scientists really encourage us to go to standard time as best for our health and our well-being.
And are you optimistic that we will head that way?
I think we're getting the information out there to people so they can make an informed decision about this, and I hope politicians will follow.
And how'd you feel this morning when you woke up?
I woke up brighter than than before. It's certainly nice to be more aligned with our rhythms and have it help us get up in the morning.
All right, Doctor, thanks very much for joining us and talking about this. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Karin Johnson is a sleep medicine director.